Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they, too, were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive. Because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. This defense for the Niners, they had certainly had their struggles to start the season, but they put it all together in getting that first victory a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for them to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for them to escape the pocket and run.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll go play action with Nix. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Here's Nix. Wide open receiver complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 22-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Now 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9. At the 49ers' 21-yard line.
To throw is Nix. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Credit the sack to Fred Warner. Now make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
But they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. The kick by Lutz is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And trotting out there, a guy who's established himself as a veteran in this league, now in his 5th year at quarterback.
But when I reviewed last week's game and saw the 4 touchdown passes that he threw, I thought about you during the Turkey Bowl last year. You guys had the same stats, except he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award with us.
He got touchdowns, I got picks. I like going back watching the film with you, and we thought it was a good performance in person, obviously was, but you thought even better on tape. It was really something to watch.
Yeah, what I loved was how he spread it around. A lot of people involved in the passing offense. 4 touchdown passes culminated it.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Shotgun now with Purdy. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so, they're going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. Now they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Purdy. Open man right side is his running back. It's complete downfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, only 3 plays in here, but really, Charles, a solid start for this offense, and now we'll see if they can continue their mission to end this drive in 6.
And I wonder if their play call right now is reflecting on that last big play that they've had on this drive. Do you come back with something similar, or do you have a counter to it to kind of show it and go to something else and create another big play?
Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And now they're in the hurry-up. Purdy now to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. On 4th down, Kyle Shanahan will send out the field goal unit. And his kick is indeed good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
To throw, here's Nix. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll make it 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. That's taken in by Franklin. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a first down.
And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on first down. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Now it's Nix. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 42. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Working out of the gun is Nix. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
They go back to the ground with Dobbins. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
On the sneak, it's Nix. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
As we say often, it shows confidence in your offensive line. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's the second down and 6. Throwing Nix. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Here's 3rd and a few inches. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They're going. It's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
First and goal at the
Nix to the air. This is caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead is now 10-3. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together and maybe get into field goal range. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Purdy looking to throw. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. This is caught at the 20. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm not
liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them at the end zone as the first half winds down.
Here's Purdy. And he's got it. Touchdown 49ers. Ricky Pearsall in the final seconds of the first half. And the 49ers have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
We've been together a few years, and you know that I really ride the wave of old momentum, don't I?
Yes, you do.
There is a heck of a difference between being down 6 and possibly being up 1. And right now, they've got that opportunity.
No doubt. That is a big-time score and a big-time swing in momentum. Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Out of the gun, Purdy.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 32-yard line.
Purdy.
Over the middle on the traffic, and that's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And it'll be second down.
And Purdy, he's going to shift him around into something else. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That one good for 17 yards. And now they've got it 1st and goal. A give to Harris. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up. Back to throw, Purdy.
Touchdown!
Christian McCaffrey.
A 1-yard touchdown reception.
And the 49ers have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go.
Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half.
Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored, and now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
Graham able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And down inside the 35 he goes to the 32-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And throwing here, Purdy. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
First down, San Francisco.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
This is Harris. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Najee Harris, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the 49ers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, an interception's result. So Frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. Jalen Phillips, the edge man, on the tackle. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. They'll get that complete to Franklin. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Looking to throw, Hooker. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
They'll try to draw here with Dobbins. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
Hooker. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Here's Hooker. Caught on a slant. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Cortland Sutton, a 9-yard touchdown ground. And the Broncos have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Lutz good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Down the sideline he goes. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A big play there. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point attempt to come here. And the lead is up to 14. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. 1 play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Now Hooker. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect it. Oh, and that is incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. Now Purdy. That's complete to Pearsall. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
A handoff, McCaffrey running right. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I would think as a play caller, you want to look for some quick hitters to your tight end. Any type of a route to replace where that linebacker was. Because when you saw the speed with which he reacted and stuffed that play, maybe use that speed against him in the future.
3rd down, here's McCaffrey. Oh, look at the juke. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
44 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. With that run, double check my math. Yes, he has hit 8,000 career rushing yards.
And that's fantastic. That means he's now approaching the top 50 all-time rushers in NFL history. That means he just sped past Terrell Davis, who's in the Hall of Fame. And now he's just got to go ahead and be strong and run hard because he's chasing down Larry Zonka.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started.
I'm going to give a little credit here. I think he caught him by surprise with the quarterback sneak call there.
Yeah, he did. Still a yard shy, though, but able to get down to the 1. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th and goal as they look to finish this one off. And they're going to go for this thing. They're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to roll the dice on 4th and goal. They'll try and run for it. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about.
Holding offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Now, aren't I, though?
Here we go. Here we go.
Here's Hooker to throw it. A short throw to Ingram. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 5. Hooker's going to throw it. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Throwing. Hooker. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Hooker to the air yet again. And the Niners get there and bring him down. But following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. Back to throw. Hooker. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Hooker going to try and throw for it. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing it. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that